What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, but today we are back here on NBA 2K25 talking about my favorite team, the Portland Trailblazers. So we're less than a month away from the NBA trade deadline, so I want to talk about what the Blazers should be doing at the trade deadline. So that's going to be the theme of today's video. Let's jump in and do a Portland Trailblazers rebuild in NBA 2K25, pretty much centered around the trade deadline coming up. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. As we all know, the Blazers aren't the best right now. They're rebuilding. They traded Damian Lillard, and they're in the rebuild phase, clearly. It's the opposite of what's going on for me as a football fan. And I'm going to say that just really quickly, although it has nothing to do with the video. I just have to say, man, I am living the dream right now as a Washington fan, dude. It's been insane. That's how to say that. It has nothing to do with the video. I'm sorry. But, dude, I love Jaden Daniels. He saved my life. No, I'm just kidding. But still, as it's been a lot of fun. I haven't had this much fun since the 2019 Blazers, but that felt, a little fluky. I don't know. It's weird, man. It's so great. But like I said, it's the opposite of what's happening for the Blazers right now. Ownership isn't the best. The team's not in a good state at the moment. Obviously, they're rebuilding. Is Scoot Henderson, was he a bad draft pick ultimately? It sucks because that's the guy you chose to obviously replace Damian Lillard, and it's not been the best, I will say. Obviously, Shane Sharp has been pretty great as long as the man can stay healthy. And like I said, at the trade deadline, I expect this team to be somewhat busy. I think you could trade like Robert Williams, you could trade Jeremy Grant, you could trade Matisse Thybulle. You could do a number of different things. So that, and maybe even Anfernee Simons, who knows? But we're gonna get to the trade deadline, talk about what I want to see the Blazers do, and then we'll go from there. So first up on the list is, like I said, I want to trade Jeremy Grant away. 14 points per game. Obviously not as good as last year. Efficiency hasn't been the best either. Still 39% from three, though. So I'm going to see if I can get at least one first for Jeremy Grant. I know the Blazers seeked 2 firsts at the beginning of the season. I don't really know what their status is right now, but I do want to trade him away regardless. So we're going to be sending him to Sacramento, hopefully, for Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles, and an unprotected first in the future. Will they agree to it? They do not. They're not interested. They want to do up Reith, and we'll get Jordan McLaughlin. That's totally fine. We'll do it. So just like that, Jabari Walker's go to the Kings, and so is Duop Reith, but we get a first-round pick for Jeremy Grant, and ultimately dump his salary on top of that. So that was pretty much really important to do, in my opinion. Anfernee Simons, I'll probably hang on to him for now, but definitely as we go further, we might trade him away, but I don't think you can. I think Anfernee Simons has to be part of the future based off what you've seen from Scoot so far. It's been a roller coaster with him. So I don't think you can just say, hey, let's give the keys to the franchise to Scoot. So I'm not going to trade Anfernee today, but we are going to trade Robert Williams, like I said. Of course, you have Klingon and DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton's still under contract for another year after this season. Robert Williams, I don't expect to get a first-round pick from him or anything, but seconds would be pretty nice, or at least 1 second from anybody. So let's see. We do have first-round picks being offered to us, though, so far. The Jazz probably shouldn't be sitting a first for, obviously, Robert Williams. But any other team that, like Toronto, no. Rockets, maybe. The Spurs, Nurkic. The Suns obviously would be interested, but I don't even know if they're able to do that. I guess they technically could, but we don't want Nurkic back. We don't want his contract. And Corey Kispert. So out of all these, Cleveland does make a little bit of sense, but I don't want to take on the contract. So maybe the Grizzlies are offering me Luke Kennard's salary, though, and we get an unprotected or a live protected first. Actually, it does make sense to me that the Grizzlies could use Robert Williams. So we're not going to take a first from them because I just don't think that's the kind of time we're on with Robert Williams. But 2 seconds, I think, is definitely more than fair, just because we all know what the health concerns for Robert Williams are. So we're going to do that. So Robert Williams is gone now. So 2 seconds, 3 seconds for Robert Williams. That's what I'd be looking for if I'm the Blazers. And the last but not least, like, not that you need to do it, but if any team thinks they could get some use out of Thybulle, I think you do it as well. And all I'm looking for is like maybe a second. I mean, like the Mavericks, for instance, make a ton of sense because they obviously try to pay Thybulle at one point. They're the one that gave him the offer sheet. So Cleveland a second. I think I've done this before, but I'd do it again. So we're going to do this trade. And just like that, we get Thybulle out of here. So that's kind of what I want to see at the deadline. Will we see that? I don't know. But this is what the rotation is going to look like for the rest of the season. So I will see you guys at the end of things because there's still a ton of work. Obviously, the draft lottery is going to be the most important step. Really want to walk away with one of those forwards in the draft. So hopefully walk away with the first or second overall pick coming up. Shea wins MVP. Missy is your rookie of the year. Naz is your six-man win defensive player. Amon Thompson most improved. And Jokic your clutch player. And Mark is your coach of the year. And Jordan Hobson is your executive. So here's your NBA first team. Shea, Jokic, Wemby, Giannis, Trae Young. All NBA second team. All NBA third team. So no Blazers, obviously. But here we are into the season stats. So You had 19 from Simons and Shaden Sharp with 16. I think these two are going to be the backcourt going forward, probably, if I had to guess. DeAndre Ayton 15 and 10, Denny Avdia 12 and 6, and then 12 from Scoot Henderson off the bench, 9 from Kevin Huerter. So let's go ahead, some of these playoffs, and we were bad, which is what I wanted, as Memphis got over on the Thunder, but it'll be Mavericks Celtics per usual, and the Mavericks go on to win it all. All right, so player retirements, LeBron James is going to retire, and you got Chris Paul gone also. But obviously, I say this every single time, but I'm going to repeat it again. This is always the most important step when it comes to doing these bad teams. So if we could hang on to 1 or 2, that would be the most ideal scenario right now, because obviously we need one of them bad boys. We need to get a good pick here. So, moment of truth. Do we hang on to 1 or 2, or do we fall in the draft? We get number freaking 1. Let's freaking go, baby. So number 1 overall to the Blazers. That is exactly what we needed. We're super ecstatic about that, obviously. Chauncey Billups, probably going to part ways with him at this point. And what else we got? We got Paul, Murray, Beasley, Cook, Henderson. There's really not a good head coach, so maybe I should have hung on to him for another year. Unless that they're down here, but there's no real head coaches here at all, literally. Okay, well, you know what? Do I just sign him back for another tank year? You know what? We will. If he wants to sign a 1-year deal to come back, let's do it. Although that's very funny that I just did that. So, Chauncey, just kidding, man. Come right back. There was no real head coaches, so I'll just bring you back. Okay, so he'll be here for another year, just another tanking season. Number 1 overall pick, though, is going to be beautiful to have. So do we go with Ace Bailey or do we go Cooper Flag? I'm going to go Ace Bailey today. I'm just feeling Ace Bailey right now, so Ace Bailey is going to be the pick. Going to be our brand new small forward of the future, which I'm super excited about. So welcome to Portland out of Rutgers. Don't think we have another first. We have in second. Give me Colin Murray in the second round, and that will be the draft. So Ace Bailey is 78 overall. Cooper Flag obviously really good as well. We could have taken him, but couldn't really go wrong with either. Both of them phenomenal prospects. McLaughlin we will decline. Ryan Repair will accept. Chris Merrill will accept, and we'll accept Scoot and Sharp. Qualifying offers: McGowan's, Taze and Justin Minaya. Probably won't worry about them too much, clearly. And then we have Trey Lyles, McLaughlin, Luke Kennard, McGowan's, and Justin Minaya, all as free agents, which we probably won't bring any of those boys back. But Anfernee, Simons, and Scoot's going to stick as our point of rotation. Clearly, we got to move Ace Bailey to the 3 now, so Ace Bailey is going to slide down to small forward, clearly. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And then we'll move, so shooting guard, small forward. So Anfernee, Scoot, Shaden Sharp, Kevin Huerter right now, and you'll have Tamani Kamara, Ace Bailey, Denny Avdia, Maxi Kleba, and then 8 in Klingon. So the only thing we really need to sign is probably a backup power forward. Like I said, next season, I low-key just want to tank again, basically. I don't really care about being good next season. If we end up being good because of the team, sure, that's great, but not really what I want to see for the most part. So just give me like a veteran. So like Torrey Craig, for instance, would be kind of interesting to maybe bring in. Jalen Wilson down here at 24 years old, unrestricted. Actually, give me Jalen Wilson. He got waived, so he could be our brand new power forward. Eventually can maybe move him to the 3 if it ever becomes something we can do. But I'm going to renounce the rest of this. Delano Banton we probably bring back too, though, to be fair. The Delano Banton ones come back, which I guess we don't have his bird rights, or maybe he signed somewhere. I don't know. But he's still just sitting out there. So let's see if he is able to be grabbed. So Banton, where are you? So Delano Banton, are you available still, or did you sign? Oh, there he is. Okay, so he wants $5 million. Sure, that might be a contract used later on for us, so we're gonna go ahead and give it to him, and that will be re-signed there. Okay, so on the player progression, you're gonna have Sharp up to an 84. Scoot is developing nicely up to an 83. Better than obviously Anfernee Simons, but I do want to stick as Anfernee as a starter this year. Although I will say, if Scoot starts like playing really well off the bench in this 2K hypothetical scenario, maybe you move Anfernee Simons to the deadline on his expiring contract. We'll see. Klinging up to an 82. Ace Bailey, 81, because obviously moved him to small forward out of the draft. But overall, feeling pretty good about how things have gone to this point. Got Ace Bailey. Can't be complaining there. We got to cut one player. So who will that be? Probably going to be, well, I would say Kleba, but it would automatically stretch his contract, which I don't want to do. So unfortunately, we're going to have to cut our second round pick, which sucks, but he probably would never be used anyway, unfortunately, unless if he's just a second rounder that just develops like crazy, but I doubt it. So that will be the move. So now let's get into the rotation for season 2. So we will be a 3.5 perimeter centric, and here's kind of what your rotation is looking like. So they do want to start Scoot Henderson, which is interesting. Scoot, Shaden Sharp, Ace Bailey, Daniel Avdia, and Donovan Klingon. Low key, it would not surprise me if this is our starting five for the rest of the video, because this looks pretty good and these guys are only gonna get better. Although, as I mentioned, I do think I'm gonna start Anfernee Simons, so that is what we're gonna do based off how real life is going currently. So we're gonna start Anfernee Simons for the season, but I do want to still get Scoot involved, and Klingon's gonna start over Aiden, which I don't know how Aiden would take that, but that's what's going on, DeAndre, and I'm sorry. So Scoot and Simons are both gonna play 31 minutes. Now, I do want to look at shot tendencies really quickly. So Sharps is a joke. We got to move that up because he's going to be our #1 player going forward. Ace Bailey might have something to say about that in the future, but we got to make sure these shot tendencies, like Scoots is going to come down a little bit, although we might be hindering his development or whatever. Simon's 87, which is fine. And then what is Ace Bailey? So Ace Bailey is an 80 as a rookie. That I can rock with. We'll go 80 at Scoot, or 70, 78 at Scoot Henderson. And the rest of that looks pretty good. We'll also bring back Delano Banton. So yeah, we can rock with that. So one more year with Chauncey Billups. They'll be real head coaches this upcoming offseason. I expect another tanking season, but who knows? Maybe we're better than I expect. So honestly, I didn't really want to have to do this, but I'm going to do it. Anfernee Simons is going to be traded. He is an expiring contract. We're a bad team again, and I just genuinely think he deserves to go to a winning situation. Orlando would absolutely be that for him. 18 points per game, almost 38% from three. Obviously, Anfernee Simons is a guy I truly like. But I'm going to see if I can get two first. Might be a little rich, but I'm going to try it anyway. And let's see what they say to the 2 first. So they say no. What about 1 unprotected first? They should know. They don't like that at all. What does that say? They would lose too much at our main power forward. Oh, is Yabusele their starter? Okay, we can do something different. I mean, I guess we can't do anything different. Like, is this guy any good? So we can't do Delano Banton in here. I guess we maybe do Colin Murray Boyles instead. So we get Joe Vance. I don't know what he's gonna be like in the future, but would they do this? They still say no. Why? That is insane. Dude, take Anfernee Simons. He would be such a huge help for you. Okay, I have another idea on how to do this. So let's move Anfernee to shooting guard, because I think he'd meet. Ooh, that's gonna make this trade a lot better if I had to guess. So Anfernee goes up to an 84 overall shooting guard. So that should help out a ton with the Magic maybe saying yes to this now. Because I love, I think I do this every single time, but I never get sick of it, dude. Like, Simons in, yeah, I guess, no, wait, Yabusele's not even their starting power forward. Why are we tripping about that? So Yabusele would be a good play for us going forward, which is why I kind of want to have him in this trade. Maybe we could throw Jalen Wilson in here, who we gave a 1-year deal to. I don't know if that'd make a difference, but let's say we get the unprotected first. So let's see what they say. They want a second. They'll give me a, yeah, let's do it. 2 first. That's what I wanted. We'll do it. So Simons is now in Orlando, and he is gone. So that gives the keys to Scoot to start, basically, which is what we wanted to accomplish there. But as I mentioned, this is probably going to be the starting 5 going forward. We could also move DeAndre Ayton, but I'm fine keeping him as long, or that's just his 3-point percentage. What am I talking about? But as long as he doesn't want a ginormous contract in the offseason, we're going to keep him as our backup 5. But the problem is he usually asks for like a crazy contract in the offseason, which actually you could probably look at it right now. So let's see what he's asking for. He will resign. That's not that bad. I mean, we could keep him as our backup 5 going forward if he's fine with starting behind Klingon. I don't mind that as an energy bench center. It is expensive, but let's do it. DeAndre, welcome back. So just like that, we gotta have a little bit of our foundation set. With just a matter of letting these guys develop, and eventually this team is going to turn into something special. So Shane wins MVP, almost averaging 40 points per game, by the way, averaged 37 points. So he's absolutely carrying that franchise right now. I don't know why there's no scoring to go around with that team, but he is the guy there right now, as we already know that. But 37 on a season is pretty amazing stuff. But all rookie first team, we do get Ace Bailey making it. 16 points per game his first season. We all know how much better he's going to get for us, but obviously no other All-NBA representatives or anything like that. No playoffs either. We kind of knew, like I said, this would be a tanking year, but Shaden Sharp up to 23 points per game, which is fantastic. 17 from Scoot, especially with Simons gone, his scoring went up even more. 16 from Ace Bailey, 13 from Denny Avdia with 7 rebounds, 11 and 8 from DeAndre Ayton, which we decided to re-sign him. 7 from Banton, 6.5, and 9 from Donovan Klingon. So let's summate the playoffs, and let's see who goes on to win it all. Will it be Dallas? No, it's San Antonio and Detroit. What a finals that would be. Them winning the playoffs, and it will be the Spurs getting their first ring in quite some time. Shout out to Wembanyama. All right, now it's our turn for the lottery here again. If we could walk away with the #1 overall pick again, dude, which we're projected #2 via the Bulls. Obviously, our pick is protected. If we walk away back-to-back #1 overall picks, Give me it. No, we don't. Damn. You know how special that would have been getting AJ paired with Ace Bailey? Oh my gosh. I don't know what I would have done. But all right. Number 4 overall is still good. Don't get me wrong. It's just not number 1. In Atlanta, so the Spurs are about to pair AJ with Wembanyama, which means no one's going to win a championship for the rest of the video, by the way, once that happens. So we got to win next year, in my opinion, or we're screwed. So head coach has to be a good hire. So Joe Mazzulla, Will Hardy, Doug Christie, JJ Redick. Prayers up to JJ Redick, man. The LA thing is horrible. I know Redick was a victim of stuff that happened there, so that really sucks. But so in honor of Redick, we're gonna hire him. So welcome to the Blazers, JJ Redick. So let's go to the draft and let's get our pick back and let's draft number 4. All right, so number 1 is gonna be AJ to the Spurs, which we all saw coming. So that team is gonna be unstoppable as AJ continues to develop for them. So we gotta be very quick on how we get better. So Koa Pete's probably gonna have to be the pick for us. We could take Darius as well, which wouldn't be too bad because he could be a really nice backup point guard for the future. Do I want Koa or do I want Caleb Wilson? That's another question. So right now our forward is Denny Avdi at the power forward spot. I'm going to take Caleb Wilson here. So out of Kentucky, welcome to the Blazers, Caleb Wilson. 77 overall, not too bad. Could have taken Darius as well. Thought about Koa. Neither, could have went correct with any of them, but we'll get Quay McLeod, I think is how you say it. I don't know, but welcome to the Blazers as well. KCP accepts his player option, which I didn't realize he had a player option, but whatever. It's no big deal. We're not signing like any free agents, so. And then you got qualifying offers. So Shaden Sharp and Ryan Repair, obviously 2 guys I do want to bring back. So for free agency, we got Mr. Shaden Sharp. Herter will let go. So Shaden Sharp, gonna give him his bag, and then Ryan Repair, he'll be a nice depth guy going forward. So sign those 2. And is there any like big trade I want to make with some of the expiring money we have? So let's see. So Scoot and Banton is the point guard rotation for now, which I guess is fine. Banton, wouldn't mind an upgrade for him. KCP is not really who I want to be this backup shooting guard. Probably will regress if I had to guess. Repair might go up in overall, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Tamani Kamara, Yabusele, Caleb Wilson, and then DeAndre and Donovan Clingan. So what do I want to do? I low-key kind of want to make a trade with some of the guys we have. So we have KCP's expiring. We have, Chris Murray, who we could maybe trade away. We have Yabusele, who we could trade away. Like, there is a trade to be made here. I just don't know what I want. But I think I want a backup guard that's elite. And we'll see if that makes sense anywhere. I don't know if we have that anywhere, but we are going to find it. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, Nembhard would be solid if we could get him, or you have, like, Tyus Jones. But I'm going to start Nembhard. I don't trade for Nembhard that often, but I do like the idea of him off the bench for us. So let's see if we can make it happen. So we have KCP's big expiring salary, as we all know. Then we have, like, Chris Murray's young contract. I don't know. Ooh, they don't have enough money for this. Never mind. That's not going to work. What about Chicago? Can we get Tyus Jones off their hands as a backup point guard? Although he might regress, but, I don't think it'd be worth... Oh, they can't take KCP. Well, they could, but that's not really going to do it for them. So, let's go... I don't know. Can we go Banton? Maybe Chris... Well, I don't know. Do we trade for Tyus Jones or something different? Let's look again. Don't like any of those options. So, let's take another scan at the market here really quickly. Andrew Nembhard would have been exactly kind of what I was wanting. I don't want like an elite guard that can just go off the bench. Just need somebody who will, play their role a little bit. So like Peyton Pritchard, for instance, but he's only making $7 million. George Vassell, Poole. I mean, I guess we go for let's try for Peyton Pritchard. Would Boston give him up? Wow, he's worth quite a bit, which makes sense. I mean, he's like literally making chunk change right now. But I do have a couple of like young players that maybe I could throw at them, see what they'd say. Colin Murray, Boyles, and then let's say we give them Delano Band. That's not going to do anything. 2027 unprotected Magic pick. Would they do this? No, they say they're contenders, which makes sense. They are. McLeod's going to do it. I think trading 2 firsts would be kind of insane. Okay, we got it done. Peyton Pritchard. So we get our backup point guard, Peyton Pritchard, which is kind of what I wanted to happen. Repair, I'm counting on you to develop at the shooting guard spot. Hopefully, and we can still sign one actually, low key. Keon Ellis actually would be really good for this rotation. Give me a Keon Ellis. So we're going to sign Keon Ellis as our brand new backup 2. Ryan Repair might develop enough, so maybe I wasted my time there. But Scoot and Sharp both to 87s. Ace Bailey 85, 84 Klingon 83, Aiden 83, Denny Avdia. So yeah, and then right repair up to a 76. So we did right by signing Keon Ellis because he's an 80 overall, not that backup shooting guard spot. So all in all, I'm a very happy camper. So let's get in the rotation for year number 3. I think I got to be pretty happy with what I'm looking at right now. Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, Ace Bailey, Denny Avdia, Donovan Clingan, DeAndre Ayton, Peyton Pritchard, Keon Ellis, and Yabusele. Not shabby. That does leave Caleb Wilson out of the rotation, which sucks a little bit, and Kamara, which I love Kamara, but fortunately, Kamara doesn't get a ton of respect in 2K. He kind of stays at a 77 overall and never really moves. So not much I can really do about that. And then we are a 4-star proficiency as well. I think we make the playoffs this year, guys. I really do. So shot tendency is Scoots at an 82. Sharps is at 94. And I want Ace Bailey to be very high too. I mean, this is the year that Ace Bailey needs to break out too. So these 3 guys will be the scorers, and I'm expecting big things. So hopefully we get what we're looking for, as maybe we'll be a playoff team this year, which I definitely think we will be. We got off to a hot start, but now we're losing a bunch of games. So maybe the playoffs aren't for us this year. I don't know. So Wemby's going to win MVP. AJ wins Rookie of the Year. Like I said, these 2 guys are going to be impossible to stop here soon. So we got to win as fast as possible, or we're never going to win at all. So here's all NBA first team: Wemby, Jokic, Doncic, Ja Morant, Halliburton, all NBA second team, and all NBA third team, all defensive first team, and all defensive second team. So obviously we didn't get Caleb Wilson involved this year at all, which I'm really disappointed by. And guess who we get to play? We're the 6th seed in the West, so we did make the playoffs, which is good. Yeah, 26 from Ace Bailey, which I knew that would eventually happen, and he is a stud. We did boost his shots and up, obviously. 23 from Shaedon Sharpe, and then Scoot with 20 and 6, so not too shabby. 13 from Denny Avdia, 12.5 and 8 from Ayton, 9 from Peyton Pritchard, 7 and 10 from Donovan Clingan with 2 blocks. So, you know, just kind of your perfect rotation, in my opinion. And it's only going to get better from here, because then Yabusele will be gone, and then Caleb Wilson will be the backup power forward. So the rotation's going to pretty much remain the same next year, because Keon Ellis, Pritchard, Clingan, everyone's under contract still. So, yeah. But let's focus on the Spurs right now. So we got Jeremiah Fear, Stephon Castle, AJ Wemby, Jalen Duren. I mean, it's even better than I thought it would be. So the odds of us beating this team, I think, are very slim, but hey, we'll give it a shot. Somebody current round, and we're in an even series so far, so who knows, man. So let's see if we can win Game 5 on the road in Texas here. Let's get the dub. Can we walk away with the dub here? No, it looks like we won't. We are going to go home with a loss. Now we got to force a Game 7 if we want any chance to continue this series. Let's see if we can win Game 6 at home in front of these Portland fans. Let's get her done. Let's get it. They're looking good so far, but they might get back in it, and we will hold on. So now we are on to a Game 7 on the road in San Antonio. Can we get a dub here? First quarter goes to us. Second quarter is going to go to us. Third quarter going to go to them. Fourth quarter, we got to hang on to the lead here, but we might be beating the Spurs here in round 1 to get our first playoff series victory since what? The Denver series? Yeah, literally. 42 from Shaedon Sharpe, 33 from Ace Bailey, and then 13 from Scoot Henderson, 8 from Keon Ellis. And now we get to play the Dallas Mavericks or the Grizzlies. I'm assuming Luka stayed. He did. So give me the Grizzlies, please, and it will be the Dallas Mavericks. So Luka Doncic, whole different animal, as we all know. Always a tough task when you play him. But their forward situation isn't the best. Like Marshall and Peyton Watson, don't get me wrong, they're solid forwards, but maybe not the most ideal guys next to Luka, but still solid team in its own self. Game 1 does go to us. Great start. Game 2. Okay, are we going to just... Are we about to sweep the... Texas, get out of our face. We beat the Spurs in 7, and now we sweep the Mavericks. Okay, who's in front of us? It'll be Minnesota, the first seeded Timberwolves. Rob Dillingham, Edwards. It's the same Timberwolves team we all know. Wendell Moore is back in Minnesota. I thought he was in Detroit, but he must have came back, so that's, I guess, nice for them. So, yeah, he came back to Minnesota. Didn't he start his career in Minnesota? Yeah, he did. So, DiVincenzo, Leonard Miller... I mean, yeah, so this will be interesting, but I do think there's a way we win, but we don't get off to a good start. We will be down 2-0. Can we win Game 3? No. Damn, we got this far just to lose to Timberwolves. Unless we got a 3-0 lead about to be blown, but no, Minnesota is going to be too tough for... Wow, we get blown the hell out in this one. We got swept, boys. We were not ready. So, Timberwolves, Celtics in the finals, and Minnesota just dominant. I don't know. Edwards is just that guy right now, averaging 37 in the playoffs. Yeah, hard to stop that. So, let's get in this offseason. Things are probably going to remain the same. We got to the conference finals with how young we are. So, probably not going to shake things up too much, to be honest with you. Our pick is finally going to be going to the Bulls, so we don't even have a draft pick at all. So, it's just pretty much, you know, run it back time, really. So let's go to rookie signing. I don't think we had a pick whatsoever, maybe a second rounder or so. No picks at all. So McLeod will go ahead and probably decline. Ace Bailey, Klingon, of course, and then we got to resign Scoot, which we will do. So anybody else? Scoot, Tamani Kamara. I'm going to keep Kamara around, but I do know, like I said, it's going to be really hard for him to get in the rotation because he just doesn't develop in 2K, dude, unfortunately. So that will be a done deal. We'll go to player progression, and we're going to be very excited about our rotation for next season because Caleb Wilson should insert himself in here. Ace Bailey should only be better. So 89 Ace Bailey, 89 Shooting Sharp, 88 Scoot, 87 Klingon. Caleb Wilson up to an 82, ready to contribute. Kamara's up to 78, but Keon Ellis will still get the backup nod there. So, yeah, rotation's going to pretty much remain exactly the same. So, I'll see you guys playoffs once again, and maybe we get past that conference finals hump and get to the finals next year. The Jokic is going to win MVP. Costanza, Rookie of the Year. Igor, Sixth Man, Wemby, Defensive Player. Topic, Most Improved. And Doncic, Clutch Player. And Mark's your Coach of the Year. And Murphy's your Executive. So, here's your All-NBA first team. We do get Ace Bailey making All-NBA second team, averaging 27 points per game, which is just massive. Cooper Flag, averaging 19 and 11. So, it looks like we maybe made the right decision. I don't know. Obviously, we could have put Cooper Flag in the Nets, so our #1 seed in their own right. So, shout out to them. But yeah, we got the second seed in the West. We don't have to do... Ooh, the Spurs are in the play-in. For the love of everything, send them to OK. Actually, they'd be playing us if they win. Oh boy, I'm not ready for this. Don't win, San Antonio. It will be Denver going to... Oh my... Thank goodness. Okay, so get to play Denver. I'd rather play Denver than AJ and Wemby. Like, just sue me. Like, that's what I want. So, let's see. It'll be... Wow, the Spurs don't even get in. That is insane. So, all right, let's not worry about that anymore. We get Denver in round 1. Jokic, obviously, still a great player. And now we got the player stats to look at. So, let's take a look at that right now. So, 27 from Ace Bailey, 23 from Sharp, 18 from Scoot, and 13 from Nini Avdia, 11 and 6 from Caleb Wilson. But this is our time. So, don't lose to Denver in round 1. We'll beat them in 5. Let's go. Good start. And now we get the Pelicans. So, Dylan Harper, great player. Obviously, Missy's up to an 85. But... here goes nothing. Game 1, Ghost in New Orleans. Do not lose to the Pelicans in round 2. Please get back to the conference finals. And we are having trouble so far. So let's put Klingon back in. Win game. We're down 3-1, dude. Why are we down 3-1? We got to dig deep now. Please get back in this series. We got to win one game at a time. And then we're going to lose to the Pelicans, aren't we? Oh, that's heartbreaking. So I thought this would be our year, but we're going to lose in round 2. That sucks. Okay. I'm going to go one more season. Same team, same song and dance. The Pelicans did go on to win it all, so I guess we lost to the team that eventually went on to win it all. Same thing as last year, right? Didn't we lose to the team that eventually won it all? Yeah, Minnesota. So we just keep running into the championship team, but next year it is our turn. We have the 3rd overall pick from the Milwaukee Bucks, so let's get to work and add more talent to this team, although this guy probably won't play for us, but I'm going to go ahead and load him in anyway. So this is the 2028 draft class, I'm pretty sure. Don't even know who's good in 2028, but let's get to work. So let's get into the draft. So on draft night, what do we got at number 3 overall? So number 1 is going to be Paul. Number 2 is going to be Baba. Again, I have no idea who these guys are. Lincoln Colesby. Nate Nolan, I don't know anything about these guys. Give me Mr. Kentucky guy. Oh, we might have another good pick, actually. Let's take a look if we do. No, the rest of these are just kind of like 25, 26 maybe. So 79 overall out of this draft, so feeling pretty good. So welcome to the Blazers, U3. Player options, Ace Bailey, Caleb Wilson will be accepted. Klingon will be brought back, and then Aiton's a free agent too, I believe, and so is Pritchard. So money is about to be spent, but it's going to be money well spent because I'm ready to run it back again. Oh my gosh, yeah. This is about to be a ton of... Oh, Aiton might be asking for way too much money low-key. Maybe move on from DeAndre Ayton because that is way too much money to be giving out, $30 million. Is there a better backup 5 somewhere? There really isn't. Do I want to give Aiden this much money? Hell no. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know. Do I just give it to him? I guess. I don't love it, but we're going one more year with the same team, so we'll rock with it, and I'll see you guys. Well, let's look at player progression really quickly, but this next season will be the last one regardless. So we're way over the hard cap right now, or sorry, way over the second apron. Like, we're not going to be able to do anything for the rest of the video, but Caleb Wilson is up to an 88 overall, so this man is ready to contribute too. So this team better go on and win a championship because this team looks incredible right now. We'll see if that ends up being the case or not. So an MVP award for Wemby, but we don't care about MVPs. We care about championships here, as Ace Bailey makes All-NBA third team again, averaging 26 points per game. So here is your player stats, and here is our final chance to get a ring here. 23 and 26, 17 from Caleb Wilson with 9 rebounds. I mean, just overall, this team obviously looks extremely dominant. So we'll see if it ends up working out this year. So we're going to draw the Jazz in round 1. I don't even care what the Jazz have. We're beating them, and we do. 4-0. They had Markkanen. All right, I just assumed they had a Markkanen. They don't have Markkanen. What am I talking about? They have Igor Arenas, Bryson Zabala, Filipowski, but we beat them in 4. No problem. Now we get the Grizzlies. So, no John Morant. Okay, let's beat the crap out of this team, please. And we do. And Sacramento's the next team. John Morant Booker is interesting as a backcourt. Sabonis has regressed down to an 85 overall. I've seen enough in 4. We beat them in 5. Okay, but now we get the Ace Bailey Cooper Flag finals. So, this will be interesting. We'll give them a little bit more respect. Game 1 does go to us, though. Game 2, I mean, yeah, this is just too easy, bro. 4-0, only lost 1 game the entire playoffs. I mean, what did you expect? Caleb Wilson developing into an 89 overall literally changed everything. I mean, yeah, that was a game changer. So glad we drafted him. But ultimately, it ends in a championship, and that's the main important part. So, beautiful video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.